Islamically, there is no problem in a man getting married to another woman in Misyar without the first wife's knowledge. However, the question is, and there's no khilaf in this. There's actually, I've not seen one solitary difference of opinion in any of the 14 generations of Islam. It's not there.
Which place?
Any scholar saying that no, a woman needs to know, she needs to tell her, doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's it.
Having said that, do I recommend it? No, I don't recommend it in general.
No,
but there are ways that women can implement
no, Sister Amira, I'm asking a question.
where a husband cannot marry a second wife if he agrees and signs on the day of the nikah. He cannot then go and get a secret wife.
That's the Hanbali method. But if somebody doesn't believe that, it's battered. He doesn't even acknowledge it. Yeah? Why are men even choosing to make it secret? And the whole reason is because they are scared of the consequences. Not seeing their kids, being kicked out, being blackmailed. These are major sins, by the way. Not showing your kids. I know brothers who have been divorced and not seeing their kids because they wanted to get second wife. This is dhulm. On the day of judgment, are you mad? Something he did halal, understand, it's emotional, you're upset. You are stopping him from seeing his kids. You are now going to the law. Bro, we had brothers here, we had fathers here, accused of pedophilia with their kids because of a bitter wife.
Of course, there are women out here who do abuse the state backing in regards to the children, which I'm completely in disagreement with. For me, I agree polygamy is permissible. A man doesn't need to, I can't go away from Islam. He doesn't need to tell me, okay? But aside from Islam, I think my integrity, my dignity, my who I am as a person, I would think it's so disrespectful for my husband to go and marry somebody else secretly without giving me the knowledge.
What about openly?
Can
he come openly?
Before openly, if we're talking about secret second wife, if my husband has gone behind my back, that to me is cheating, even if it is Islamically correct. However,
so this idea of aside Islam, we're Muslims. There is no aside Islam in this discussion. If I was speaking to an atheist, as I do, we can bring in liberalism and feminism. But I'm speaking to a Muslim, so there is no aside Islam here. You said it's cheating. Like cheating is a word, is a construct in English language, which means infidelity, usually for the most part, right? Infidelity, for us, it means someone has done something which is one of the kaba'ir min al-dhunub, major sins of Islam. Sharia has not even put a sin on it with something which is kabira min al-kaba'ir, which means now you're going back to the true religion, which I'm now expected as a Muslim man to follow. It's not the religion of Islam, it's the religion of women's feelings. I'm not going to follow that religion, with respect to you. I'm not going to do prostration to the collective hormonal and emotional status of men or women or children or anybody else. I'm not going to do this. So I'm saying now we go back to the book and the sunnah, that this is not what Sharia wants. It's not the best case scenario. It's not the default situation. In fact, what Ali said at the end there was a very good point. Because let's say, for example, a woman withholds from the man sexually. In Islam, this is a kabira min al-kabair. It's one of the major sins of Islam. If the woman withholds from the man, that the angels will continue cursing until he wakes up. Now, if a woman is doing this to a man, wallahi uqsum billah, and this is my advice, and this is controversial. My advice to the brother is to get married again. Now, I'm saying that he can either do it secretly without her knowledge, or not secretly. If he knows that she would withhold the kids from him, use the state, then do it without her knowledge.
But I believe that's a form of abuse when a woman is withholding just because she wants to withhold.
If your husband came to you man enough and said to you he wants a second wife,
at least then it's not secret.
Sister,
I knew
one
about
second. It's again a bit selfish because you're like, I just want to know about it. Okay, you know about it. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna say to me, yeah, you can? Thank you. Your face is
no. We will talk about it.
I think that's what we need to do. Like when you're a married couple, every problem you have, you discuss it. So this is, again, for us as women, it's a problem. And for him, it's a problem. So if we sit down and we talk about it, and I take my selfish needs out of it, i.e. me wanting him all to myself, I need to understand that there's more, like that's how Allah has made them, and Allah has opened up to 4 wives for them. So I need to sit down and I need to really think about how this is going to affect him. It could lead him into doing zina. It could lead him to do haram stuff. And I really need to understand, do I want that for my husband? If we expect our husbands to understand, oh, I'm really moody because I'm on my oh, you know, I'm pregnant, so I'm feeling. So if we want them to understand us, why is it us as women can't return the favor and understand them?
Thank you. So the question is this. Sisters are self-sabotaging the other sisters. Feminist sisters who love their sisters, who will die for their sisters, will take a bullet for their sisters, but will not share their husbands for their sisters. So the point is this, you know, let me be real, yeah? If you got a good husband, by the way, I'm not talking about these guys who don't pray, jahil clowns, yeah? Who don't pray, who oppress their wives. A good man who practices, who fears Allah, who's good to his wife, takes care of his wife. He comes and he says, I want a second wife. All hell breaks loose. And then we blame this man. Yeah, but why are you keeping it secret? What else should he do?
And that's where we have to take accountability as women. Like we have to be accountable for our husbands having to lie to us because we can't have that logical conversation with them.
So it should be a case by case.
But also, as a mother, like I feel like, yes, your husband has his needs and his wants and his desires, and you might not be fulfilling that. But I would expect my husband to put my children before all of that. Personally,
but my dear sister, one sec. Okay, we're gonna go to. But my dear sister, what you said, may Allah bless you, preserve you. Well, thanks for coming. I understand where you're coming from, 100%. I hear you out, but we are created in a way where we are being attacked for something that is in our body that we cannot help. Isn't it interesting that ayah in the Quran starts with marrying twos, threes, and fours, and the scholars say that the fact that Allah started with two, not one, because it says marrying twos, threes, and fours. If you can't be just marry one, meaning the default position is every man should have two wives, and when he's like, nah, this is too much for me, then have another wife, but one wife.
As much in a relationship as he is, you can't take me out of the equation, nor can you take out my emotions, my well-being, and the children's well-being, because if I'm not okay in my mind, neither am I.
Yeah, but that's on you to work on as a woman. You need to be able to manage your own emotions and that's what I was saying earlier on when I said that's what I was saying earlier when I said we need to try and understand men better. They understand us very well. They know when we're not feeling great, when there's certain things going on. But when they're coming to us with an issue that is very, very sensitive, rather than saying, okay, let me sit down and see how I can help my husband, how I can.
No, but
this is how Allah has made. No, but this is. Let me finish. Yeah, but hang on. It's a valid desire. This is. Hang on. Let me land. Let me land. As they say. Hang on. So this is about us trying to help them with their. This is something that Allah has ingrained into them. They can't help it. It's like being born with one hand. They can't help it. Exactly. So then we need to work together. And look, I'm the same. I'm going to say to you, like, I would not want my husband to have a second wife.
Okay,
but ingrained in them, so you're causing oppression.
That's not oppression.
No. 1 second.
No, but that's not oppression.
No, guys. Sister Ira.
This is something that Allah has made in.
Imagine you're going to war, and you might get killed. You're not coming back. Your wife is getting married to another man. Yeah? We don't come and say, well, hold on a second, bruv. Why don't you go to war? I'll cook biryani all day, every day, bruv. Curry, all the curries. I'll make delicious dishes, yeah? You go to war and I'll cook. No, what would my wife say? She'll say, shut, you are the man? Yallah, you have to go. We as men this is the good point. We as men don't complain. We are ready to put our neck on the line for our family, our deen, and go. And we don't talk about emotions and go, well, hold on a second. If I die, someone's going to marry you. You're going to be with someone else. But why is it that when, as men, we talk about our concerns and what we go through and our hormones, we are, shh, be quiet, and you're hurting me. But vice versa, it's not the same.